Hi guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome to this mess behind me. So today I impulsively decided to rearrange my room. It is in a state of disarray. Of course, before I figure out the organization of my room, we're figuring out my bookshelves. But if you don't know what my room looked like before or where my shelves were before, I will insert some clips right here. Hopefully I can find some. Every single video that I film is pretty much 100% in my room, so you can also see the layout in there. But basically I decided to rearrange my room because I wanted my bed where it is right now. I still have to figure out what I'm doing with that. I also wanted my shelves on this wall because right in front of me is my window. Before, the window was to the side of my bookshelves. Now that the window is directly in front of my bookshelf, I'm hoping that filming will look a lot better, a lot cleaner, a lot crisper. Hopefully because the lighting will be better. Right now is a really bad example because it's currently about to thunderstorm. Besides the fact, this shall be fun because I rearrange my shelves regularly, and I mean regularly. With me moving around books on different shelves, it's not my shelves looking like this. I personally love watching bookshelf reorganization videos. I just posted one back in March of this year when I got my other bookshelf. Here I am making another one 4 months later because I simply get bored of my room super quick. Therefore my bookshelves I get bored of. Anyways, I just thought I would document me reorganizing my bookshelves because they're personally one of my favorite videos to watch. Might as well make another one. Let me show you what we're working with right now because it is a little crazy. So currently I have all of my decor and stuff on the floor right here. I have some of it in a box that you can't see, I don't think. My books are kind of just in stack. I think I might take them all off of my bookshelf, but I don't know because they're like kind of organized the way that they were before, but also not. They're kind of rearranged a little bit. Like I kind of want to take off everything. I'm gonna throw on an audiobook or a YouTube video and get started with something. I really don't know what I'm doing here, but I just need this figured out. I literally cannot think about fixing my room right now until these are done. Let me show you what my room looks like right now. So my bed used to be in this corner right here, and I did really like my bed being in its own little nook. It's just lightning. My bed was kind of a hassle. It was against this wall right here, and like I said, I wanted my bookshelves on this wall. Anyways, and then this is the state of my bed right now. I don't know how I feel about it. My TV will have to get moved to this wall right here, but for now, that's where it's sitting. And I have my desk right there, obviously bed. Moving everything on my wall, by the way, but I just didn't feel like taking everything off because I do have those pictures that were on that wall that need to come off, so I just don't feel like having a giant arrangement of pictures. Anyways, so everything on my wall probably will move, but I do have a little nightstand right there that you can't really see, and then I have stuffed animals and then my blankets right there. I just put this cat hammock there because we have 2 downstairs and I'm just curious to see if the cats would like that one right there, so I did move it. I stole one of them from downstairs. And then my mirror did not move. I moved my TBR shelf over here. Now that's right there. It'll probably change. Put my camera down now. Chair still in the same area. Dresser was in front of my window, but now it's right here. TV will be going up there eventually. I don't want my dad to move it just yet because I'm still not sure about the layout of my room right now. I do have the little legs for my TV, so I could just put it on my dresser for now. Anyways, I do have to paint this. There was a shelf there before I rearranged my room the last time, and then I ripped down the shelf and I just haven't painted it yet, so I do need to paint that. That was where the shelf was. It hasn't been taken down in years, if you can't tell. I need to paint that still. Whatever. So that's the current state of my room right now. I really don't know how to feel about it. I can't be certain on the layout of my room until my bookshelves are done. Now time to finally rearrange the shelves. I think my plan of action is to take off all of my books, or most of the books, from my shelves and put them on my bed, organize them in genre kind of, and like where I want them, because I just feel like leaving them on my shelves, I'm just going to get overwhelmed, all of them on there, while I'm trying to move things around at the same time, you know? Like I'll be moving stacks while I'm actually trying to place things on shelves. Guys, that's a long-winded way of saying that I'm going to take off pretty much all of the books from my bookshelves and place them on my bed. Chauncey is currently sleeping, so I will have to work around him, but that's totally fine. Let's take these books off. Every time I do this, I'm amazed by how many books I have. Those two bottom shelves are completely filled. Didn't move M. Hen or Jessa Hastings. And then those are all romance books I will be putting on the top of the shelf. This is what we're working with, and Chauncey is still sleeping soundly. Of course he is, because why would I disturb my child? He needs to sleep. He's had a rough day. Also, the vibes right now are so good. Like, it's currently raining, but it's not like the scary rain where it's really windy and pouring outside. It's just like the nice summer rain where it's like sprinkling. I don't know. I really love rain like this where it's like kind of thundering. The ambiance is literally just impeccable. I do think I still want Throne of Glass on its own shelf. Maybe, I don't know. And ACOTAR and Crescent City do go next to each other. I put Fourth Wing there because it kind of fits perfectly. And my collection of my Ember and the Ashes books have gotten pretty big because this is the newly published versions of them, I guess, and I love these book covers. For one, they're gorgeous. I don't feel like showing you all of them, but they also create a picture, and I love, these are probably some of my favorite books. So these are my preferred covers of the books. If you're new here, and Ember and the Ashes has quickly become one of my favorite fantasy series this year, so I have in fact started collecting other covers, I guess you could say. So this is what we have currently. I have this one, which I think is a first edition. I might be wrong. Thrifted all of these, obviously. Yeah, I don't think that this is the first edition, but I got this one because why not? That was the first one that I had found. And then I have this one. Oh, this one is the first edition. This is The Torch Against the Night. Again, I thrifted this one. She is the first edition, which I don't really care about stuff like that, but I know some people do, so I am just telling you. But I have this one, and I have the same covers for A Reaper at the Gates and then A Sky Beyond the Storm. I am just having a lot of fun collecting them because I don't really get multiple editions of books usually unless I really, really love them, and I really, really love An Ember in the Ashes. For some reason, every single time I go to the thrift bookstore, I find one of them. I've gone 4 separate times to this one bookstore, and I have found one every single time I've gone. Yeah, crazy. So those do take up a lot of room, so I had it that I had An Ember in the Ashes and then Red Rising. I might keep it that way. And then I had Poppy War next to Red Rising. And I think I liked that because they all kind of give similar vibes a little bit, I guess. But the other books is where I kind of struggle. Like the other series, I do want to display Emily Wilde's Compendium of Lost Tales. This is the 3rd book in Emily Wilde's. I actually just read it, and I read it in a reading vlog that will be coming out after this video. Keep an eye out for that. But I did just finish this book, and I usually set aside books that I read during the month, but I do want to display this. I will be putting this on the shelf. Absolutely love my Emily Wilde books. These are both the Barnes editions of the 1st and the 2nd book, and I love them so much. For some reason, there is not a Barnes edition of this one, and this is the UK edition, but it is way taller than these two, if you can't tell. So I'm planning on just displaying this one and having these go like normal. I feel like I'm definitely procrastinating putting these back on my shelf because, yeah, it's like you can't even see the full. Yeah, Chauncey. It's all revolved around Chauncey. I'm gonna go start putting books on shelves. Okay. I just love Julian, like I can't. Okay, so I think the shelves are at kind of where I want them. As we've discovered, I rearrange them all the time, so I probably will end up moving them around quite a bit. But I do feel like the books are kind of in the place where I do like them. This is what they look like without any decor. Let me show you guys the bottom shelf. And this is kind of what the bottom shelf is looking like. I did add one thing of decor as the books were falling over, so I did have to add that. And then as you can see, all of my decor is over here. My fake candles, which my remote is somewhere over there. I do have these linked on my Amazon storefront, but they're always an issue of finding where to put them on my shelves. I have these 3 fake plants. They're all from Target. This is my box of knickknacks. So I have my little avocado, Harry Potter cake, and then I have some bookmarks I like displaying. This is the bookmark that I got from the Strand in New York. And then my friend actually gave me these bookmarks, the Red Rising bookmarks. I have this that I thrifted actually. This is Miss Willa Collins bookstore, and this is from Blood and Ash. And then obviously have the flying car. And then I have a little toothless, and then I also have a little bit of a bigger toothless. This one is from the, I don't know if you guys know the mystery boxes that Target came out with for How to Train Your Dragon, and this was in the mystery box, so I kind of just put them on my shelf. And I have a bigger one that Grace got me from Universal. Harry a Ron. I don't know where Ron's wand is. And then I have Hagrid. And then I have Hermione. And Hermione I put by Emily Wilds because the entire time I was reading that series, I literally pictured Emma Watson, but specifically Emma Watson as Hermione as Emily Wilds. I don't know why. She just reminded me so heavily of Emily Wilds. And Jake's mom got me this and I absolutely love it. I have these clear frames that have a bunch of postcards and stickers from like places I've been in them. Just because I haven't made like an actual frame of them yet, just stick them in here. I have a lot in them, if you can't tell. There's also multiple in here. Favorite parts, which I actually found at the dollar store, these little gnome fairy cottages. So I have this one right here, and then I have this one which I have a little mini rocket kind of hung on it because it has a little top to it. And then these 2 are my personal favorites. They're so freaking cute. And then I have Dobby, and Dobby was in fact accidentally kind of trampled by my dog, so let me fix him. And this is Dobby. He usually goes on like the top of my shelf. And that's all of my decor. I love how my duster is just in this video the entire time. That is all of my decor, so let's start putting them on my shelves. This is like my favorite part. It really just spices them up. So this is where we're at right now. I put all of the decor pieces up there and I'm pretty happy with how it looks. I will see you guys tomorrow for an in-depth bookshelf tour. Guys, welcome to my bookshelves. I've sat on them for a few days and I do feel pretty good about them. I'm kind of obsessed with the entire layout of my room and I really like the way that my shelves look. So I thought it was only fitting to give you guys a bookshelf tour. Okay, so my tripod does not go as high as I would like it to get the top of my bookshelf, but I'll give you guys like a close-up pan of it, I guess. Starting off right here, we have my Abby Jimenez books, and as you guys will notice, I like keeping my authors together. I really just don't like separating the authors. In my head, it just doesn't make sense for me personally. I don't have any bookends right now. I do want to buy some, but for now, the 2 ends are laying horizontally so it holds the books together. My 2 Heartstopper books, and then I have my Carly Fortune books. I don't have all of them. I think there's Meet Me at the Lake is the one that I'm missing. This is kind of miscellaneous. Right here, we have Left of Forever and Ready or Not. These are the most recent romances I've actually read. Beg, Barbara Steele, Butcher and Blackbird, The Summer of Broken Rules, The Roughest Draft, Summer Fridays, Better Than the Movies. And then we have my 2 Christina Lauren books that I have, which is the Unhoneymooners and Love and Other Words. And then we have my Hannah Grace books. And then we have all of my Elsie Silver books. I thrifted the OG cover of Powerless. And then I have Wild Love. I don't have any of the other books in the Rose Hill series yet because I read them on Kindle Unlimited, but I kind of just laid them out in a way that made sense to my brain, I guess. I'm sure that I'll be kind of shimmying them around a little bit. It kind of goes darker colors to more pastels, don't know why, but I just did that. Moving on to the next shelf. We have my Prison Healer trilogy, which is a newfound favorite YA series for me. And then we have my Emily Wilde series, which, as we know, like I said, they're my favorite covers ever, and I absolutely love them. I just love my head at the bottom of the screen. This is really funny. But I love these covers so much. They're stunning. Hermione's right here because for some reason I picture her as Emily Wilde, and then I have one of the little mushroom gnome houses, and then we have my Powerless series, Barnes edition of Powerless, and then I have the UK version of Powerless, which this is my OG version of Powerless, and she did sign it. And then I have Powerful, Reckless, and Fearless. Not too much to say about that shelf, but for some reason these books just make sense together. I also think that they look really, really good together. And then I just have one of the random candles. I kind of wish that I got the white candles, like white fake candles, obviously, but I kind of wish I got the white ones. I feel like the gray/black ones kind of stand out a little bit. Anyways, moving on. We have my kind of more fiction shelf, I guess you could say. So these just all make sense together. I also, again, couldn't fit her on the top shelf, but I feel like she needed her own shelf because she is my favorite romance author. All of my M. Hen books. And then we have Beartown. This one is kind of thrown in there because I don't really have many fictions. My Jessa Hastings book. So we have The Conditions of Will, which is a 5-star read for me. I love that book so much. I want to reread it so bad. Then we have my Magnolia Park series, and these I got on Blackwell's quite a bit ago. Obviously, as you can see, I have The Great Undoing displayed, but I have it displayed angled this way, but it kind of displays the tabs, which I really, really like because that book is tabbed beautifully. I would pick it up, but I'm scared that I won't be able to get it in the position as it is right now. Now the remaining shelves are pretty much just fantasy, as we know. That is my preferred genre. I have Fourth Wing, the Empyrean series. I have one of my mini Toothlesses above the Empyrean. Then we have ACOTAR, obviously. I kind of put Hagrid there because I don't really know where to put him. And then we have Crescent City. And then we have my literal children, which is Throne of Glass. Obviously, it's pretty self-explanatory. When I first set up my shelves over there, I love doing the hand motions. It's either that or I stick my head in right here. But when my shelves were set up over there, when I first did them, I had every single book displayed, but I'm currently in the middle of rereading the series. As you can see, I have a tab in Air of Fire. All of them displayed kind of sideways like The Great Undoing is. Hard to grab the books that I was in the middle of. So this is what they look like for now, and I really, really love it because I like being able to just put some decor over here. Okay, I'm bringing you guys back a little bit because I didn't like that you couldn't see me. I also really love this shelf because if you don't know, the War of Lost Hearts trilogy is one of my favorite series. It is in my god tier. It is my top 5 series. I love this series with my whole heart. I really like displaying them. Contrary to popular belief, a lot of people don't really like these covers, apparently. I don't know. I feel like I've seen a lot of people say that they don't really like the cover, but I love these covers, especially Mother of Death and Dawn. And then we have the rest of my Carissa Broadbent books. I have the Blood and Ash books that I currently have. I have read the entire Blood and Ash series, but I don't own all of the books because I pretty much just bought them on my Kindle. Don't own most of the series physically. I would like to own them. As you can see, we're kind of limited on space, so I'm just gonna hold off on buying the rest of the series anyways. And then as you can probably tell, I kind of just place everything based on vibes. Ember in the Ashes is in fact a YA series, and it is with a adult sci-fi series, but I don't know, they just kind of give similar vibes. And same with the Poppy War. Like, they're both kind of really, really intense books, not like Red Rising. Red Rising takes the cake with that, but I feel like Ember in the Ashes, Red Rising, and Poppy War in my head give similar vibes. Definitely do not take that as a fact. In my head, they are very similar. But as we talked about, I have these editions I have thrifted of Ember in the Ashes. And then the newest covers, which again, I love. We have Darrow and Mustang, the 2 bookmarks that my friend gifted me. And then again, we have the Poppy War kind of peeking behind here, which I did just finish the 2nd book in the Poppy War. In fact, read The Dragon Republic in my most recent reading vlog, which will be out the Sunday after this video comes out. So keep an eye out for that one. You'll be able to tell, but the bottom 2 shelves on both of my bookshelves are kind of miscellaneous a little bit. They're not like big series. They don't really go together. Some of them are YA, some of them are adult. This is pretty much stuck to YA, and the next shelf is pretty much adult, except for this one, obviously. I have Lightlark. I have yet to read Skyshade. Is that what it's called? I have yet to read the 3rd book because once I found out she's dragging out the series, I'm just gonna wait till more books are out until I decide if I want to continue it, because I did really like Lightlark, and then Nightbane was like fine. But then we have Rebel Witch. I do not have Crimson Moth, which is the first book, because this was a book club book, so I did buy it, which I would like to get the Crimson Moth. But for now, we just have Rebel Witch. And then we have the Dance of Thieves duology. Absolutely love this duology. We have Six of Crows, which I have only read this one. I have not read the second book in the duology. I felt kind of meh about Six of Crows, so I don't know if I will be reading, what is it called? Crooked Kingdom. I don't know if I will be reading that. And then we have Legendborn, which I recently read, and I honestly can't wait to continue the series. I really, really loved Legendborn. Renegades, we have the first book in the Mortal Instrument series, City of Bones. Slowly but surely thrifting both the Infernal Devices and the Immortal Instruments series. Slowly but surely. I have the first and second book in Mortal Instruments, and then I have the second book in the Infernal Devices. We have Kingdom of the Wicked. I honestly really did not like this book. This was the first audiobook that I had ever listened to, and I absolutely hated it. I don't know, I just really did not like the audiobook of this. And then Throne of the Fallen is like a spin-off series of Kingdom of the Wicked, and that's the reason why it's over here. I like keeping my authors together, and this one was a lot of fun. I did really, really like this one. Okay, so for this shelf, this is pretty much all adult. Yeah, it is all adult fantasy. So we have Spark of the Everflame, which I need to get. Both the Everflame and Heat of the Everflame. They just came out in paperback, but I really do not want the sprayed edges. I hate paperback sprayed edges, so I'm just waiting till I find them. And I'm also on a book buying ban. I've placed myself in a book buying ban since the last time I bought books, so we're just gonna have to wait. But I do have this signed. I went to her signing for Spark of the Everflame. And then we have Silver Elite. I might unhaul it. And then we have A Fate Inked in Blood, which I also have signed, and Bridge Kingdom, which I also have signed, and then Traitor Queen. Fate Inked in Blood, I really need to read the second book in the duology. I went to Daniel Jensen signing for the second book in this series, which is A Curse Carved in Bone, I think. And then we have The Bridge Kingdom, which I just feel kind of meh about. Like, I don't know. I wasn't really obsessed with The Bridge Kingdom. I like the scenery of it, but I didn't really care for anything else, honestly. When the Moon Hatch, which I am kind of, again, meh about. Like, it was fine. I just could not tell you what really happened. And then we have Heavenly Bodies. I wanted to display this book, but it was too small to kind of keep all of the books up, if that makes sense, because I needed to fill the shelf. So that's the reason why Night in the Moth is displayed. I loved this book. This is the only 5-star on the shelf. I absolutely loved it. I have Of Blood and Ether. It's on Kindle Unlimited if you haven't read it. This book is absolutely incredible. It is so much fun. And then we have The Curse of Saints, which I, again, recently read, and I actually really loved it. I was not expecting to like it as much as I did. And then we have my Rachel Gillig books, which is One Dark Window, Two Twisted Crowns, which is a fun gothic duology. We have The Night and the Moth, which if you watched my 24-hour reading vlog, you saw me read that. That was June's book club pick. And again, gothic fantasy. It was incredible. It was so freaking good. So the shelf is pretty boring, but look at the color scheme we have going on. I didn't even notice that. Gorge. I didn't even notice we have a little color scheme going on. Okay, so this is as low as my tripod goes, but this is a bit of a miscellaneous. These are all of the mystery books I own. The Natural series by Jennifer Lynn Barnes, and then I have the first 2 books in the Good Girl's Guide to Murder. Love the Natural series. I recommend it to everybody. It is such a good palette cleanser. And then we have this random assortment. I don't know. I didn't really want to display them because I just don't think I'm a TJR person, honestly, but I don't want to get rid of them because they're some of the first books I'd read when I got back into reading, so I want to keep them. And the same with Song of Achilles. I do like this book. I just don't really think that they match like the vibe up there, so it's down here. I read it like 3 years ago, I think. We have Emma and Pride and Prejudice. I got them at Books A Million for like $3. They have a bargain section. And then we have my tabs bookmarks. Over here we have, what is the series called? The Folk Air? Is that what it's called? I think it's called the Folk Air trilogy. I don't know, but Cruel Prince series. And then we have Caraval, which I was like kind of, I don't know, meh about. I didn't really love Caraval. Really expecting to love Caraval, and I just didn't really love it. We have Once Upon a Broken Heart, which I did love. I have Divine Rivals, and then we have Ruthless Vows. And then another Ruthless Vows. Really wanted the typewriter cover, which I don't feel like taking off. I'll take it off for you guys. I wanted that. Don't know why I haven't sold this one yet, if I'm being completely honest, but I still have it. And we have the illustrated version of Hunger Games from Barnes. My sister surprised me with this. last weekend. I think I came home and it was just on my dresser. I just bought it at Barnes for me. So I do have this displayed. Again, I don't have a lot of room on my bookshelves, but I do think that it is absolutely stunning. Ignore my mess if you can see it. But these are my bookshelves and I do really, really love them. I cannot wait to have a new filming setup. Hopefully I'm going to kind of work with a few things with my room now being rearranged. Once I figure out my room and where I'm going to hang things and all that stuff, I will show you guys what my room looks like, because I do spend pretty much all of my time in my room, and so I just love decorating it, love making it a pleasant space to be in. So like I said, once I figure everything out, I will show you guys my room and maybe give you guys a room tour if you guys want a room tour. I don't know, but I hope you guys like my shelves because I personally really like my shelves. I also hope you guys enjoyed watching this video. As I've said, bookshelf rearranging / organization videos are like some of my favorite bookish videos to watch, so I hope you guys enjoyed mine. That is the end of today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.